Hey guys, this is Laura. Today we will be practicing a lower body flow. I call it the wake the booty up flow, working through our glutes, our quads, our calves, just all the way around the lower body. If you do have a couple of resistance bands, grab them, have them handy near the side of the mat. If not, no worries, you can do this without any props. Let's get started in a comfortable seated position. I'm going for cross ankle, but if you prefer on shin bones, you can. And just rest the hands wherever is easy, whether it's on your knees or your thighs. Feel your sitting bones ground you down. Feel your spine lengthen out and the shoulders soften. Listen for the natural, steady rhythm of your breath in and out your nose. Take one more breath cycle here. In through the nose. When you reach the top, open your mouth and let it out. Blink your eyes open. Make your way into all fours, hands and knees. On your tabletop, stack the shoulders above the wrists, spread your fingers out and walk the knees back underneath your hips. And move through the spine, the belly with your breath. Your movement might resemble traditional cat-cows, but you also might explore moving a little bit more freely in whatever way feels right for your body at this time. Take about 2 more breath cycles to move around, to shift, to stretch. And then meet me back in tabletop, stretching the right leg back with the toes tucked under. Press back through the right heel for a calf stretch so that the shoulders move back of the wrists a little bit. Find a bit of movement here, pulsing, pressing the heel down, getting into the right hamstring as well. Then shift back forward again, shoulders over wrists, point your right toes back and lift the right leg off of the floor. Bend your right knee so the toes point up towards the ceiling. Notice if you got really left side heavy, bring a bit more weight to your right hand. Bring the right knee down to hover next to the left. Then kick it back up, lift it as high as you can without going into a back bend. So keep your belly lifted in. Keep the back fairly straight. Right knee hovers. Kick up and back. Hover it above the ground. Kick up and back, squeeze at the top. Let's do 2 more. Things are going to come in waves of 5 in this class. 1 more. Hold at the top. Point the right knee out to the right side. Now, if you've been spending too much time on your hands here, wrists are starting to bother you, you can come down to forearms if that's what you need. Otherwise, keep on your palms. Right knee out to the right side. Fire hydrants. Right knee hovers next to the left. And then open out to the side. And you know we've got 4 more. Hover it down. Open out to the side. Last 3. Keep your belly pointing down at the mat. 2. Squeeze at the top. And 1. And hold at the top. So look back. Try to get that right knee a little higher in line with the hip. Get really long on the right side here. For 3. Entire body is vibrating here. 2. And on 1, bring the right knee down to the mat. Child's pose. Stretch your butt back. Walk your hands forward. Rest your head down for a moment. Let's come on back to tabletop. Shoulders over it. Left leg stretches back with the toes tucked under. Press back through the heel. Let the shoulder blades move back to the wrist. And pulse it out a little bit. Really nice if you've got tight calves. Maybe you did a jumping workout. This is a really good counter. And then come back forward again with the shoulders over wrists. Lift your left leg above the mat. Point the toes. Bend your left knee and point your toes up towards the ceiling. Notice again which way you might be leaning the weight and try to find a little bit more centering here. And then left knee hovers next to the right. Kick it back up, squeeze at the top. Bring it down to hover and kick it back up. We've got 3 more. hover, kick back, keep the back straight, hover, kick back, last one, hover left knee, kick back, hold at the top, point your left knee out to the left side, look back, try to get it up nice and high. If you need to, come down to forearms. We've got 5 fire hydrants, lower, and open up, lower down, and open up. You can link it with your breath. Inhale to lower, exhale to open. 2 more. Last one. Holding that knee up as high as you can. Stay here. Look back. Lift it a little bit higher. Keep belly button centered down to the mat for 3. Shaking. 2. 1. Left knee comes down. Stretch it back for a moment in your child's pose. Get the weight off of your hands. Maybe you take a couple more breaths here if you need to. Or if you're ready, downward facing dog. We'll tuck the toes and lift the hips up and back. Walk the legs out, just like you're doing that calf stretch again. Relax the back of your neck here. And then step the feet up behind your wrist, toes facing forward, feet are about hips distance apart. We'll call this stable chair pose. Bend your knees, reach the arms out in front of your chest. Now look down. Let's see if we can see not only our toes, but maybe the tops of the feet, maybe even your ankles. So you're moving your shin bones and your knees back. Pull the belly back towards your spine and get a little bit buoyant here. So get your bounce on. And I'm lifting my toes away from the mat, so I'm loading up the backs of my legs a little bit more. You'll still feel it in the quads though. 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands to your hips, straighten the legs out. Inhale to push your hips forward, squeeze your elbows back, and stand up straight again as you exhale. Step the right foot back towards the back of the mat. Then bend your right knee so it hovers just above the mat. If you need to, wiggle that left foot forward a little bit. Double bent knee lunge, left knee over left ankle. Keep lowering that right leg until it's just above the mat. Find your center of gravity here, shoulders stacking over your hips. Straighten both of your legs. Inhale. Exhale, bend both of your knees, double bent knee lunge. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Straighten. Bend. 2 more. Our last one. Hold this double bent knee lunge, reach your arms up on the inhale. On your exhale, chest comes forward, arms go back, the back leg straightens out, stay here or tap your knees together. Step the right foot back if you did so. Inhale, double bent knee lunge. Exhale, tap your knees. Inhale, back. Exhale, tap your knees in your runner's lunge. 2 more. Inhale, we might have done one extra one. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Rise up to standing with the right knee into your chest. Or we should say right knee in line with the right hip. Left leg is strong and straight. Should feel good straight on the left leg at this point. Reaching the arms up. Bend your elbows. Goalpost or cactus arms here. So elbows are in line with your shoulders. Find your balance. Breathe in. And on your exhale, twist over to your right. So towards the bent knee. Reach the arms out wide. And step the right foot towards the back of the mat. Warrior 2. Finding center of gravity again, shoulders over hips. Then straighten your front leg. Lift your front toes so you're balancing on the heel. Bend into your back knee as you stick the butt back behind you. So a lateral lunge. Let's try to get right knee stacking over right ankle. You can always walk it in if you need to. Arms will reach up. Inhale here. Warrior 2, exhale, front knee bends. 4 more with our breath. Inhale back, lateral lunge or skandasana. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale. Exhale. Last 2. Inhale. Exhale. And 1 more. Hold your warrior 2, reverse it. Flip the front palm. Inhale, left arm reaches up and back. Goddess pose. Exhale, turn your toes out. Your heels in, hands come to heart center. Let's try to press into the outer edges of our feet so we open up the inner thighs a little bit more. See if you can get a touch lower here with the hips in line with your knees. Lift your heels off of the mat. Come onto your tiptoes and lower and lift
and lower, and go at your own pace like this for about 10 seconds. So try to stay upright here, feeling the entire inseam of the legs working for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Heels down, hands to thighs, hands over your knees. Glide the hands down over your shins to hold your ankles if you can. Drop the back of the neck nice and low here. Rock it out from side to side. Woo. Then lift your butt and straighten your legs, turn the toes in. You can either continue to hold your ankles or go for opposite elbows and drape your body down towards the floor. Soften the backs of the knees here. Sway it out. Bring your fingertips down underneath your chest as you lift your chest forward. Inhale. And turn to the back of the mat as you exhale. Step the left foot forward. We'll find our stable chair facing the back of the mat. Reach the arms out in front of your chest. And remember, as you stick the butt back, let's see if we can lift our toes away from the mat. Bring knees and shin bones back so maybe you can see your ankles here. Pull the belly back towards your spine and pulse. For 3, 2, 1. Hands to hips. Straighten your legs out. Inhale to push your hips forward a little bit. Lift your chest. Exhale to upright the spine. Step your left foot back. Right knee over right ankle. Then go ahead and bend your left knee so that it hovers above the mat. Remember, we're not leaning forward just left yet. We want to stay upright. Straighten the front leg. Straighten the back leg. Inhale. Double bent knee lunge. Exhale. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Final 2. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Hold here. Reach your arms up. Inhale. Runner's lunge. Exhale. Chest forward. Arms back. Hold or knee tap. Inhale. Double bent knee lunge. Exhale. Forward. Tap your knees. Inhale. Lift up. Exhale. Forward. Last 2. Inhale. Exhale. Whew. One more. Inhale. Right leg is feeling it. Exhale. Good. Keep the left leg off the mat and roll up to standing, straightening your right leg out. Find the balance here. The left knee is in line with the left hip. Whew. Then go ahead, reach the arms up. Bend your elbows. Inhale. Exhale, twist to your left towards the bent knee. Spread the arms wide, little bend in your elbows still. Maybe even seeing if you can look back towards the left hand. Find the balance. It's okay if you waver. And step your left foot back, warrior 2. Good. And again, shoulders stacking over hips. We'll find that flow in and out of our warrior 2 to our lateral lunge. Straightening front leg. Let's set up our stance here. Lift the front toes so you're on the front heel. Bend your back knee, the butt sticks back behind you. Knee over ankle, toes are facing forward with the left foot. Arms go up, inhale. Bend your front knee, warrior 2, exhale. Bend the back knee, inhale. Warrior 2, exhale. Last 3 with your breath. 2 more. Final round. Holding warrior 2, reverse it, flip the right palm, inhale, reach long. Exhale, goddess pose, hands to heart center. Turn your toes to face the sides of your mat, or the front and back of your mat, and the heels come in. Again, you might shorten your stance a little bit so you're more comfortable in the inner thighs. Lift up here, send your tailbone down. Belly pulls back. Lift your heels away from the mat. You know we got 10 more seconds of lifting our heels and down, and up, and down, and then at your own rhythm here. You can take it slow, especially if the balance is feeling a little bit shaky. Let's go for 3, 2, I'm glistening, guys, and 1. One more time, hands to thighs. Glide hands over your knees to your ankles, drop the neck, bowing down to the mat, rocking from side to side so we feel the inner legs here. And then go ahead and lift your butt, turn the toes to face in towards each other, big toes face in. Either continue to hold those ankles again,
Or if you like, one more time, holding opposite elbows. And then pull the crown of the head down to the mat. Lift the shoulders away from the mat. Breathe. Bring the fingertips underneath your chest. Lift up halfway, reaching the chest forward, the head forward. Inhale. Pivot to the front of the mat again as you exhale. This time, step your right foot next to the left foot, a more traditional chair pose. Big toes touch, the heels are apart just a little bit. Bend the knees, reach the arms alongside your ears. But we're still trying to stick the butt back behind us. This time we want to reach the biceps alongside the ears and the fingertips up a little bit more. Breathe. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Can you rock up onto your toes? Lift your heels off the mat. Squeeze the inner feet together if that helps. And then slowly, slowly drop your butt down towards your heels. Toe stand, hold. 3, you might even lower the knees. 2, and sit down on 1. Heels touch, butt touches. Ooh, it's okay if it's more of a plop than a sit. So, soles of the feet stay together. We're going to open the knees wide. Baddha Konasana. Scoot your butt towards your heels. If your knees are really high up here, or your back is really rounded, if you have a block to sit on at home or a couple books or a pillow, you might elevate your hips off of the mat with something. Holding tops of the feet really loosely here. Shoulders back. Lift your chest up. Inhale. And reach your heart forward over your toes as you exhale. Good, guys. Breathe deeply. Think about cobra pose with the upper back. So can you reach your heart forward a little bit more and the shoulders pull back so the spine is really long? If your elbows are comfortably to the inner knees, you might push down a little bit. Take one more breath cycle. Nice. Roll up. Hands to the outsides of your knees. Close your knees together. If you do have your resistance bands handy, this is the point that we'll go ahead and put them on over both of our feet, over both knees, and on top of the thighs, just above the knees. Let's come down onto our right side. So your right hand is supporting your head and you're bringing your knees in about halfway. So you're stacking the left knee on top of the right knee. Ooh. Good. So that same shape that we just did, seated, we're gonna find here butterfly. Press the left knee open, the big toes are touching. Then listen carefully. We're gonna internally rotate, so knees tap together and the top toes point up. And again, tap the toes together, knees open wide. Tap your knees together, so turn that knee in. And again, butterfly, knee tap, and we'll go for 5 more. 4, 3, 2, keep this bottom knee pressing to the mat, and 1. Hold with the knees touching each other. Flex the top foot, and we'll lead with the heel to kick up and back behind you. Then knee tap again. 4 more. Kick up and back behind you. Squeeze the glute. Back. Kick up. Knee tap. Last 2. Kick up. Knee tap. And 1. Knee tap. We'll keep that left knee off of the mat as we roll onto our backs. Walk the right foot in a little bit closer. Right hand can just brush the back of that right heel. We'll drive our elbows down into the mat so the fingertips face towards the ceiling. We've got 5 single leg bridges. So left leg is just along for the ride here. Press the hips up towards the ceiling using your right foot. Lower halfway. Press up. Lower halfway. Press up. Squeeze. Lower halfway. Final 2. And lower. Hold the top on that last one. Bring your left foot to the mat as well. Lift your hips as high as you can. Come up onto your toe tips for 3, 2, and on 1, take a slow roll down the spine from your upper back to your mid back to your low back, and just windshield wiper the knees out a little bit from side to side. And we'll make our way onto our other side here, right onto the left side. I'm gonna flip around so I'm facing you guys. So
This time, right knee is stacking on top of the left knee. Your left hand can be supporting your head. The right fingertips can be out in front of your chest. Bring the knees in about halfway. Good. So clamshells or Baddha Konasana. Right knee presses open. Tap your knees together. Right knee presses open. Tap the knees together. And open. And knee tap. And let's go for 5 more. 4. 3. Internally rotate. 2. And 1. Hold with the knee turning in. Flex the top foot. Lead with your heel to kick up and back behind you. If you need to lean forward a little bit more, tap the knees. Then you can so that you don't roll over. Tap the knees. Let's go for 3 more. Kick up and back. Try to straighten the leg out. Kick up and back. The big toe is facing down slightly. And last 2. I think we did an extra one. Knees together. Let's keep that right leg from touching the floor as we roll onto our backs. Right knee is lifted. Left fingertips brush left heel. We've got single leg bridges. Press elbows into the mat. Lifting up using your left foot. Hips up. Lower halfway. Hips up. Lower halfway. Last 3 up. Lower halfway. Try to keep the right leg pulling into your chest and lower. Last one, hold at the top. Right foot comes down next to the left. Pressing through both feet. Lift your hips up to the ceiling. Lift your heels off the mat. Hold for 3, 2. Slow roll down the back on 1. Good work. So if you were using your bands, you could go ahead and take those off now. Just put them off to the side. Windshield wiper knees from side to side, really loose. And just a quick stretch here to round off our practice. Knees point to the ceiling. We'll pick up the right foot and cross the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Figure 4, right knee presses forward. Right toes are pulling back towards the knee. Okay. And then either stay here if you're already feeling that quite strongly in the outer right hip and that's enough, or if you have any knee injuries. Or you can pick up the left foot and weave your arms through that keyhole of your legs to hold the back of the left thigh. Make sure your butt is not lifting off the mat. If it is, you can keep your left foot down. And if it feels right for you, maybe you stretch your left leg up towards the ceiling, pointing or flexing the foot. But again, let's keep our tailbone or butt down on the mat. Plug your shoulder blades down. And breathe, lightly pressing the right knee forward. Take another inhale. And exhale, bring your left foot down to the mat if you lifted it. Glide your right knee on top of your left knee so the inner thighs are together. And then cactus your arms here on your back so that the elbows are in line with your shoulders, the palms are facing towards the ceiling. Using the left foot, scoot your butt towards the right side of the mat. And then topple your knees over to the left. So hopefully we followed along with that here. So right knee is on top, left hip is tucking underneath. Really big spinal twist here. You can also stack the knees if that's feeling a little too intense for your low back. And if you'd like to focus a little bit more on stretching the outer strip of that right thigh, maybe reach the right leg long, big toes almost reaching towards that right elbow. And breathe. One more. Good. Reset through center. Bend that right leg if it was straight. Both feet to the mat. Make sure your hips are even again on the mat. Right knee pointing towards the ceiling. Left ankle crosses over right thigh. Left knee will point forward towards the top of the mat. Toes will pull back so there's no creases in the ankle. Holding here. If you feel your stretch already in this outer left hip, or if this is a little bit intense for your knee, you're going to stay as you are. We don't want to go any further. But if you like, then maybe the right foot lifts. And you see how the knee feels, and you can hold the back of the right leg. Keeping tailbone long to the mat. And breathe. And again, maybe you stretch the right leg up. You can either flex or point the foot.
A little bit of a hamstring stretch as you're here. Cobra pose through the chest. Stay for your inhale. Good. Right foot to the mat on your exhale if it was lifted. Knee on top of knee, thighs together. Set up your arms again for our twist, bending at the elbows, elbows in line with shoulders, palms facing the ceiling. Use your right foot to scoot your butt over to the left side of the mat. And this time the knees will fall over to the right. So your left hip, your left knee is on top. Staying as you are, or adjusting the legs in your twist if you need to. Or maybe stretching out the top leg, your left leg, towards straight. If there's a couch in your way, you might have to adjust where you are on your mat. Last breath. Coming back through center. Reset, unwind your legs, and find a comfortable position for rest here. So it might be knees knocking in, supporting the low back, or since we've done a lot of bending here from the front of the hips, you might stretch the legs long and take up all the space that you have. Open the arms up by your sides. Snuggle the shoulder blades down the back. Take a big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, let it out. And let yourself melt into the mat. Soften the skin of your face. Unclench your jaw. Next couple minutes to just appreciate the efforts that you put in today to move your body, to build strength. Next couple minutes to rest. Let your next breath be a little bit deeper than your last. Bring your focus, all your senses back into yourself. The sensations in your body, finding a tiny bit of movement in fingertips and toes, through the head. Reach your arms towards the very top of your mat and point your toes long. Take a full body lengthening inhale. Open your mouth, let it out. Bring one knee at a time into your chest. Give them a little bit of a squeeze. And then as you're ready, make your way up to seated, whether you'd like to roll over to one side or whether you like to rock your way up. finishing as we start in a comfortable seat. Let's bring the palms together in front of your heart space and bow the chin down towards the chest. Grateful for this strong and able body that you have. I'm grateful for the choice that you made to show up today on your mat with a willingness to move, to practice, and to connect with yourself. Last breath here to finish off. Make it a long one. In through the nose. And a big sigh out your mouth.